What's going on YouTube? Now today I've got a quick video for you guys. I did promise I would show you guys how to do this, and any of you who aren't aware, this is how you make nanite clusters out of really basic materials and do it really quickly with large refiners. Now since the last community event there have been a lot of questions on the forums and also on my channel about what to do with leftover hexite, and I'm here today to tell you that you can use it in order to obtain extra nanite clusters. So in week 2 of the event we were told to go to a certain portal, and on specific planets within this system we were told to feed creatures. Upon doing so, usually when you feed creatures you get Coprite, and during the community event you actually got hexite. Now the combination actually of the Coprite and the hexite combined into a large refiner or even a medium refiner will give you nanite clusters, and there's a really simple method in order to obtain these nanite clusters and to get as much Coprite as you can. There was a bug that I just thought I'd bring up as well. Obtaining Coprite through feeding creatures doesn't seem to work. Even if you finish the event for the week, you will still obtain hexite, but there are lots of ways to get Coprite, and I'm here to show you guys all of those ways to get Coprite and how to mix it and how to obtain the most Coprite you possibly can so that you can get as many nanite clusters in a short period of time as possible. Let's jump straight into the video. I've got a little bit of a setup here. You can see I'm already producing nanite clusters. I'm going to show you guys how it's done. Okay, so I've used all my materials to get myself all the nanite clusters that you see on top of the screen there. I've got over 5,800 now. I don't actually really spend nanite clusters. I haven't done so in a really long period of time. So this is just to show you guys exactly how it's done. But as you can see, I mean, I've only really got hexite. I don't have Coprite to go with it. So I'm going to show you guys how to get Coprite. Coprite's a pretty hard to find material if you just want to farm it the way you normally do with other materials. But there are two very basic components, two very basic elements that you can find on pretty much every single planet and combine them to create Coprite, and that is carbon and dihydrogen. Now these things are always on pretty much every planet you'll go to. You won't have any trouble finding it, and by using a medium or a large refiner and combining the two together, you're going to get yourself Coprite. And then I'm going to show you guys how to maximize your Coprite and triple the stacks that you've actually got as well. So first off, you can also find Coprite through some of the plants, and actually on this planet that I am at right now, it is a secondary, I think it's this plant here, it's one of these plants. It is a secondary element inside one of the plants, and I'll just show you once I find the plant. Hey dude, what's going on? So you see this guy right here, secondary element, Coprite. So there are a few that actually do that. I don't know if there's primary Coprite plants that you can take, but I mean there are these guys, and there are a few around on different planets. But look, believe me, if you look at my discoveries, there are a lot of planets there, a lot of systems there, and during which time you can't just press on one of these planets and it say Coprite there. I haven't found a single primary Coprite element planet yet, so it's not easy to find on its own. But, and yes, floating crystals are here as well, but I'm going to show you guys a real quick way to do it without having to worry about finding it, so you don't have to worry about that as well. Also, if you do happen to come across Mortite, Mortite does turn into Coprite as well, so that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, so we are now going to go and farm some carbon. Well, we don't want to use that, do we? We're going to get some carbon and secondary element Mortite. Funny that. And you can turn the Mortite into Coprite like I said, but we mostly want the carbon right now. There it is, high capacity. Okay, so now we're in the high capacity. We've got 300, but that's good enough. Now I'm going to show you how to make the most out of this. So the Coprite, large refiner. Let's go in. Let's find this Coprite stuff. I'm going to put 250 in there, and then we're going to mix it with oxygen. And I think the oxygen is in my Starship. There it is. Okay, so 250 of each gives us, we won't use all 250, but you can see just over here the ratio next to Coprite and oxygen. 1 turns into 3. Okay, so we're going to use 1 of each of these to turn into 3 Coprite. So we'll get to 250 now. I won't continue to process, but you can see how I've only used 167, 66. I've got leftover, sorry. Yep. and I can continue to make another 250 out of that, but I won't, because we have more things to do. So we now have more than we started with, obviously. Now we want to turn the hexite and the coprite into what we want most, the nanite clusters. There it is, nanite clusters. Oh, by the way, if I just show you this, you can see that mortite does turn into coprite. Coprite, nope, I don't want that coprite, I want that coprite, and I want hexite, and I'll process all of it, and I'm going to get 250 nanite clusters just like that, and you can continue to do this over and over and over. So by getting yourself really basic elements, you're able to do it, but you have to take advantage of this weekly event simply because the hexite is pooped out of animals for this event. And that's all there is to it, guys. I've just showed you how to not only create coprite out of almost nothing, but how to triple that coprite and how to turn that coprite and something minor from the community event into nanite clusters in a matter of no time. Using a large or a medium refiner, this method works fine, and I really hope that has helped you guys out.